On paper, a judge signed that I'm dead. And I've chosen not to believe that paper. I've chosen to believe my personal convictions that I'm still alive, and what should I do while I'm alive? Today, we're seated in a lecture theater. It's called Theater of Dreams. While I was seated in condemned section and saw the procreation of a bird in a bird nest, I thought, wow, this is my bird nest. What should I create? And in the process of being in this bird nest called Maximum Security Prison, where even a former vice president goes on record to say it's hell on earth, I thought, let me get the best out of this.
I've been behind bars for about 9 years. It's been a long journey. I'm part of a team that basically started this, and we are going to ensure that the dream and the vision is realized.
The Maximum Agriculture and Poultry Project is an initiative that has actually been initiated by inmates who hope to bring sanity as well as reduce recidivism. And also, when I did come through, I did not expect to be interviewed by inmates. And when I was, it was awesome. You know, I believe that people are not defined by where they are. They are defined by who they are.
On paper, a judge signed that I'm dead. And I've chosen not to believe that paper. I've chosen to believe my personal convictions that I'm still alive, and what should I do while I'm alive?
It starts with one individual. Then it develops into 2, 3, 4, 5 people who buy in with the same dream that people have. And then if that dream is, bringing development, and I think it's a mammoth project that needs to be supported.
In my period of my incarceration, it's been a necessary detour. I call it a necessary detour because I have interacted with thousands of people. Through the whole process, a lot of revelations come about. And I still remember being in 16 up, condemned section. You get reminded by a former vice president, Guy Scott, saying it's hell on earth. Already creating the decorum of fear when people come into an environment. And then you walk in and you're by yourself. The question that comes into you is it about breaking down? Is it about surviving? Or is it about going through it? These are personal questions you ask yourself. And I still remember what was so inspiring was a bed nest outside my window, little small window. And I would be mesmerized that there was procreation in the midst of a condemned section. And a mother bird teaching its child how to fly from one section to the other, come back. And I was like, wow, condemned section. Yet birds are whistling and there's life. It inspired me to say, it doesn't matter where you are. Whether you are thrown into the pit or you are put to the top, the most important thing is to do the best while you are there. It doesn't matter where you are. On paper, a judge signed that I'm dead. And I've chosen not to believe that paper. I've chosen to believe my personal convictions that I'm still alive, and what should I do while I'm alive? Today, we're seated in a lecture theater. It's called Theater of Dreams. While I was seated in condemned section and saw the procreation of a bird in a bird nest, I thought, let me get the best out of this. And I dreamt to say one of the biggest issues that is surrounding correctional facilities across the country are nutritional value for inmates, the levels of ignorance, lack of skills, and entrepreneurship. I noticed that a lot of people in the country line up for jobs, but I don't see people lining up to create and innovate things. So I thought, no. Using my educational background, I'm a chartered accountant, and I have experience of entrepreneurship. I said, let me set up something where we can create value for ourselves. These inmates never were born in prison. Each and every one of us has never born in prison. We come from home. We've left homes, we've left mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, wives, children. Some of them here are breadwinners when they were coming in. The question is, has this incarceration terminated them being called a breadwinner? Are you now killing the self-esteem of being a man? Are you killing the self-esteem of being a human being? I thought this innovation is going to employ inmates across the country. And in the process of employing these inmates can earn a salary to continue sending something to their wives, to pay school fees, so that they still continue carrying that tag of being a breadwinner. That to me was my inspiration. I don't think I'll be able to dig this thing, put it on my back one day, whether I'm going to heaven if I die while here. But my point is this: what am I leaving behind? If each and every one of us can become selfless, can you imagine how much can be achieved? I'm shackled, I'm chained. My team, 10 of us, are shackled and chained. 10 of us with inmates have built this entire complex. It's called Maximum Agriculture and Poultry Project. Its aim is to inculcate values. Its aim is to create an entrepreneurship mindset in people. That as they go out, those that are lucky to go out, they can go out and contribute value out there. But this is also a big challenge to those that are free. How much more should those that are out there create employment and ensure that the government focuses its resources into vital sectors like the health sector, the education sector, offering social services, looking after the aged.
For the years that I've been, behind bars, it's been a moment of reflection and doing a lot of self-introspection and coming up with projects like this one. These projects, they basically come at a time when the world, the nation, and of course the service, they are looking forward to discharging inmates that cannot overburden the society in terms of recidivism, in terms of coming back to a prison. And I want to believe that my participation in this project, it means a lot. It's going to help a lot of people. The society believes that inmates can never do anything that is a positive. And I want to say that contrary to what people think, this is a game changer. This is a game changer, and it's going to help a lot of people from whatever point it is. I think in a word, people will really be helped. Inmates, ex-inmates, including the community, because this project has just come at a time when today I'm discharged. I should be able to directly get a job.
Received about 5.5 weeks ago, which we're remaining with a week to start selling, is about 2,500. So in that batch, we're having less than a week for the chickens to be ready. And then in the second batch that we received almost about 2 weeks ago, with 14 days old, we also have 2,500. As we shift to the livestock section, we have 30 goats, out of which 3 are male, then 27 are female, and the female are all pregnant. Then as we go to the field, we begin with cabbages. We have planted almost about 13,500 heads of cabbages right now in the soil, remaining with a balance of about 1,500. Total, we are planning to do 15,000 as they grow. And I could see you took a picture of the cabbages as they're going. So basically, I would say for the cabbages, all of them, they have not yet surpassed the 2 weeks period as we did the transplant.
The youth today are standing and say, government is not providing employment. We are seated in prison. Government has not provided us this. Government just created a conducive environment. In the conduciveness, while shackled and chained, in chains, we have created this. I'm proud to tell you, Mr. Posha, that today, the concept has now started employing civilians. Can you imagine people being interviewed for a job by an inmate? A man who, or a woman who, will be getting a salary from a man who is shackled, from an inmate who is shackled. That also is creating interlinkages between society and prison. Remember one thing, none have been born here. Everyone is coming from society. And as people are coming from society, we need to still continue interacting with society.
I hold a bachelor's degree in sociology from the University of Zambia. I also have some experience in human resource as well as public relations. When I applied for a job here, honestly, I didn't expect to find this. It was overwhelming. And also, when I did come through, I did not expect to be interviewed by inmates. And when I was, it was awesome. You know, I believe that people are not defined by where they are. They are defined by who they are. And if someone is an inmate and they're able to interview you, it shows that they actually know that they're not going to be an inmate forever. And even if they were, their mindset has changed. If they were allowed to lease out into society, they would definitely add value. Have even have skills inculcated in them. For example, the poultry project, there are people who are going to learn how to rear poultry from start to finish, back to back. People who are going to learn how to do agriculture, basic entrepreneurship skills. I'm also told there's going to be a theater of dreams. So when they leave the prison, it is easy for them to go out and integrate in society, have a life, and help ends meet for those people who actually left families back home.
I'm a clinical officer by profession, yes, and I came here to apply for a job. For me being a medical personnel, I believe I can take their vision forward in terms of promoting health. I didn't know what to expect at first, but when I came here, like, everyone is friendly, and yeah, I think they have gotten me to feel comfortable like that. Yeah, though I didn't expect to be interviewed by an inmate, but I think it was okay. It was a good experience.
I applied for agriculture poultry project for a job. Otherwise, no, I was happy. I'm happy to be interviewed by the inmate, because I didn't expect that. The inmates, so you can be on the panel of interviewing.
This is a game changer. This is a game changer, and it's going to help a lot of people from whatever point it is. I think in a word, people will really be helped. Today I'm discharged. I should be able to directly get a job. It's just switching, and I'm already working. We are managing, so it's really a game changer.
Everyone is coming from society. And as people are coming from society, we need to still continue interacting with society. I'm so grateful that the government of the day, with its current Commissioner General Dr. Chisela and its command of the Correctional Service, have created a conducive environment to say, look, society should not be distanced from its own self. Prison is part of society. This is the criminal justice system, is where society complains about an individual, they hand him over to the police. The police hand him over to the courts hand him over to the prison. The prison ultimately hand him over back to the society. It's a circle. So, whether we like it or not, it is a process through which people have to go through a transformative attitude, change. And in that process, are you telling me that if someone is convicted for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, someone should just sit and wait until he comes out and say, I'll only do good when I come out? Gentlemen, that is losing 30 years of your life. If someone is sentenced to death, are you telling me I'll say, fine, I've given up on life? My God, God has created everyone. As long as He has given me the breath, I will do everything possible to clothe someone who doesn't have clothes, to feed someone who doesn't have food, and to create a shelter for someone who doesn't have a shelter. Today I'm proud to tell you that this innovation has employed inmates and is employing people from outside. It's a huge challenge to the youth out there. Degree holders. We have degree holders applying for jobs here with a man who is shackled and saying, my life, my dependence will be in the man who is shackled. Wow, that's a game changer. This should transform the mindset of people, that life is not all about self, it's about selflessness.
When you look at the maximum correctional facility and the type of inmates that we are keeping here, and you look at the sentences that ranges from death, lifers, and all that, to look at what is coming out, that today we can have such a project which is unique in its kind and the first, if I'm not mistaken, in the whole world. It gives me pride. It gives me hope that the direction of us moving this paradigm shift from punitive to correction really means a lot, because it's not easy for people that are sentenced to death, lifers, can think about something that is resourceful, something that can create employment to people. As I'm talking to you, Sharara, let me make mention as one of the happiest officer in charges in the correctional service that we have people that have applied, more than 200, to be employed by an inmate behind this same bar that we call maximum correctional facility, where people are taking that these people are here are people that are completely cannot contribute anything to society. People came for interviews. People wanted an employment from these same inmates. People ranging from school leavers, diplomas, up to degree holders. So I'm the happiest officer in charge who would be proud to say I'm the only officer in charge who is employing, even at this stressful economy. This really is a milestone. From poultry, we have more than 5,000 chicks right up now in the poultry. We have almost every crop that we can talk about. In our garden, we have goats, the other side. All this done by inmates. So it is from there that they will add value to their own nutrition aspect. They will add value to the economy of the country, because this will not go only for consumption. It will go even to the open market for sale, meaning that they are adding value to the economy of the country. My prayer is that let it spread across the country, and if not, across the whole world.
It's a very good program which needs a lot of support by well-meaning Zambians. More so that we've gone under transformation from being a punitive institution to that of a correctional institution. And so correcting people entails that there are a lot of things that need to be put in place. But where even themselves are able to say, I think we are ready for being rehabilitated and then reintegrated into society, there is need to have a lot of insights. And such an initiative is one of the biggest insights that we need to support. And so it started at a very low production of maybe 1,000 chickens, broilers, and then they've graduated to having more than 4,000 broilers. And not only that, in livestock as well as horticulture. And apart from business, they are training others to know how to grow, especially organic vegetables, organically grown vegetables. And not only that, they have a theater where other skills need to be imparted. And I think it's a mammoth project that needs to be supported by government through the Zambia Correctional Service and other stakeholders that are able to see and appreciate.
The best behaved inmates will be given startup capital as they go out, so that as they go out, they will not be going on television saying, I'm looking for help. They're actually walking out, not only with a skill, but wealth that will sustain the skill. And my plans for this is to create 10 of these across the country, so that every province has this structure to create value for human beings. The same human beings that came from society, the same human beings, if God willing, will go back to society. And it's here for you to see. It's a beautiful thing. The entire thing is organic. The entire thing has been built with the hands of a shackled man. To me, this is a story. People talk about Joseph being in control of prison in the Bible. I think there are people who are doing even much better than what Joseph did. To me, I'm even shocked to say we've had big people coming in and out of prison. They call themselves billionaires, but they've never even left a teaspoon of sugar. Billionaireship is not about what you have, it's about what you give. Why? The true worth of someone is not in what you have. It is the selfless act of giving, because you can never value that. Can you imagine you are being told to value help and value a bank account you have? The bank account will show you the balance. But if I ask you, what was the value of that help? You'll be like, it's immeasurable.